Hello everyone, this is Jasmine. I'm back with another video. This is not going to be a normal video on my channel, so I'm not going to be super cheerful throughout this. In this video, I'm going to be detailing some very sensitive topics that you may not want to listen to. So that's just a disclaimer. This is my own personal story of growing up, and how that whole process was dealing with a narcissist. Or narcissistic parents in this case, and that's it. I've actually tried to record this video at least 3 times already now, so it's very, very difficult for me to do. I'm just finding this out now, and I do plan on uploading this with no edits to it, so this is going to be as raw as it gets. Okay, so jumping right in. Growing up with narcissistic parents is a very difficult thing. It's really, really hard. And unless you go through it, you truly just will never understand it. My father was very, very narcissistic, to the point of causing physical pain to others. I would say my trauma started from maybe age 11 all the way up until high school, and by no means am I a victim in this, and I am naming both of my parents, one of which actually watches my videos, so there's that. I'm very, very sensitive to everyone in this situation, but this is not meant for them. It's not even really meant for me. It's meant for you all, so you kind of get an idea of my journey and how that can apply to you, what I've learned, and hopefully someone else is going through this knows that they're not alone. They're not alone in their situation at all, because I've been through it. So, starting off very, very young. Sorry, there's some noise outside. Starting off very young, I, again, from like age 11, I had a normal childhood. It was very, very, very chill. I went to Catholic school, so I was a schoolgirl going to Catholic school growing up. I had normal friends who would just come over, hang out. It was very normal, and the only abnormal part of it was my parents. And it gets to a point where you're young enough to not notice anything, but once you hit a certain age, whatever age that is for you, you essentially start to realize that certain things are not normal, and certain behaviors are just a little bit strange. And for me, that happened around age 11. I vividly remember there was a situation where, and this was the first moment I thought that there was something just completely wrong with everything. I was in the living room doorway, and I was watching my parents in the kitchen, and my father, he went right up behind my mother and yanked off a necklace he had given her as a gift, like right off her neck. Just took it and just yanked it off with force, just pulled it off her neck from behind, out of anger. And me and my brother saw this, and that was the first time I vividly remember being afraid, that I vividly remember feeling like this is not okay, that things aren't okay. I'm not going to get emotional in this video, but that's the first time I realized that things weren't all right. And how it plays into narcissism. My father is a very narcissistic person. He is very, very narcissistic, and the way he would be narcissistic is he would tear other people down. He would say that everything was wrong with other people, including us, me and my sibling. Everything from my nail polish to the eyeshadow I would wear, to how my hair was, to what I would wear. Nothing was good enough. Nothing was okay enough. and he would always point that out as a negative. I was always talked over. I was always told to shut up and listen, and I had to sit through tirades, hours sometimes, of them just consistently talking, not even talking, shouting at me their feelings or opinions, and how it's valid and how it's right and how I'm wrong. So I would just sit there and listen or endure it for hours upon hours. And that was constant. All the way up until high school, this was a constant thing, by the way. Everything I'm talking about. And I think what bothered me the most, that had the most impact on me, and what I really had to get through personally, was my own father. And this is very narcissistic behavior, by the way. Would consistently tell me that I'm no good. I'm nothing. I'm not going to amount to anything. Pretty much saying that I'm the embodiment of garbage, of trash. And this went on from when I was very young all the way up until high school. And I'm an overachiever, so I try and do everything to the best of my ability when I do apply myself to doing it. And I tell you all, I did everything to try and be good enough, to be acceptable, to be okay in this man's eyes. And nothing I did ever was okay enough. Nothing I did ever, stopped the degrading of me, of the tearing me down day after day, telling me that I'm going to be nothing in life, that I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not going to end up amounting to anything, basically. This was daily. This was a daily occurrence. And I think the biggest part of that for me was, it's hard enough growing up and navigating things on your own, but when you're a child, you don't really know much better. You learn from your parents, and when your parents are telling you repeatedly that you're the source of everything bad, you're I'm not gonna get emotional. That you're pretty much terrible, that you're not gonna be anything, and being told this for absolutely no reason, but to tear you down and make you feel like you're less than what you really are. That's really not great. And it took me years after all of this, after realizing what I was being subjected to, in order for me to get out of it, in order for me to heal myself to the point where I'm at now, where I can make content, where I can talk so freely about it, and finally make this video for you, which was very hard. So I understand where you all are at. I know that it's not a 1, 2, 3 process. I know some of you are in these situations. You've been in this situation sometimes for years plus, maybe decades plus. So I understand it's not easy. And I think that the moral of today's video is, we all go through things that are difficult. And it can be even from your own family, your own parents, your own flesh and blood. And that's the most painful thing, right? That's the thing that people don't really talk about on YouTube or social media, because it's so personal, it's so close to who we are individually, that it almost is taboo to talk about it. But for me, I'm okay with talking about it. I'm not afraid of that anymore. It's my truth, and why should I feel afraid of offending someone else with the abuse that I suffered? No, I think that it's better to have it help someone, help the next person. And if someone has something to say about me, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear it. It doesn't affect me anymore. That's just the level of, fortitude and just, development that I've reached, that I just don't care regardless about anyone else's opinions. And essentially, to close out, I feel like what I went through growing up really grew me. I do want to emphasize that that all the abuse from this narcissist did not destroy me. I didn't allow it to do that. And I do, I do think that with coaching and what I do discuss on this channel, a lot of it comes back to your fortitude and your mindset and the type of person that you are. If you're able to persevere and get through it and become a better person, or if you're going to choose the route of letting it destroy you and self-destruction. Those are two very opposite choices to make. And you may be on one path of self-destruction and trying to get back on the righteous path of doing what's right and becoming a better person. But if you aren't strong enough, this can really destroy you. And that's why I think I'm a great coach for a lot of people, because I get it. I understand the parallels, and I understand how this can just suck you down into such a bad place. And I wish that these resources were here, so widely available, and it was such a talked about thing back when I was young. But that's neither here nor there. The resources are here now, and if you are listening to this, if you're watching this, realize this is my own personal story. These are personal things that I'm relaying to you all on the internet for everyone else to see. And I think that is the most human thing that you could do, is to share a negative experience and let that be a positive for other people. So that's it for today's video. I know it's not the most cheerful video, but I did want to finally sit down and just freely talk about it. Talk about it in a way where I finally felt comfortable doing so. And yeah, just not in a negative way, but in a I won, you can win too type of way. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you did find something useful out of this. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content, and I will see you all in my next video. Be well, take care, bye.